Hey, good morning. I wanted to stop by and talk to you about something that I'm really passionate about, something that stays front and center in my thoughts, uh, something I build into my actions and my interactions, and is really the magic of a leader. I think this is something we should all think about here quite a bit. Something that's really, really important here. Let me check all right, there we go. Make sure I'm all good to go here on everything. Something we should all talk about. This is probably one of the most powerful things that you can deploy as a leader. One of the most powerful things. It's called humility. It's super powerful as a leader and as a great human being, but it's also interesting because it's one of the first things to leave you under pressure. Your ego comes in under pressure and starts pushing your humility out the door. And I think we all need to think about this, because what if we all deployed a little bit more humility in this world? And I wanted to bring this top of mind today because this is something that, if we keep top of mind, will help all of us. It will help us solve challenges. It will help us determine challenges. It causes growth. It helps us become more healthy. It helps us enjoy our relationships more. I mean, it's just deploying humility as a human being makes a world of difference for you and for those people around you. And ultimately, it changes you. It changes how you look at things, your perspective on things, how you accept people and their different thoughts and their different angles of looking at things. So what if we all deployed humility more? I mean, what first thing it would do is it would help us care more about each other. I mean, I'm not saying you don't care about the people around you, but the reality is, if you ask more questions and you're vulnerable to those answers, it shows that you do care. So do we truly show that we care? We all have seen the profiles of strong leaders. We've seen people who get really strong and stoic, and we're like, wow, that person's so confident. But do they have humility? Because so many go through this leadership development or this leadership process, and they think that they have to stand up and pound their chest instead of just being caring and helping people and asking the right questions and developing strength in the teamwork that is within their organization through humility. It's amazing how that works. And then when you look at self-humility and reflection upon yourself, and you look at it and go, did I really do my very best there, or can I be better? It really uncovers something as far as, are you coachable? If you're not coachable, you probably don't have a lot of humility that you're displaying or deploying. Think about that. Do you want to be coachable? Because the first thing that a coach looks for is humility in somebody, or developing that humility. And how do they do that? They want to help, but you have to want it more than they do. You have to be humble enough to go after that. So the question is, do you have humility? And can you reach down deep inside and come up with some more? Because it makes a big difference, makes a huge difference to so many people out there, and to what we are all about in life, what we learn, what we grow with, what we do for others. It means a lot. So here's how you get humility, and here's how you stop humility. You get it by being willing to accept vulnerability. You got to be okay with being okay. You got to be willing to take risks. You got to be willing to say, all right, I don't know everything about that, but I'm certainly going to ask the right questions to help everybody gain by this. You just have to put your ego at risk. That's hard for a lot of people. Put your ego at risk, because a lot of people have been put themselves on a pedestal of how awesome they are, how great they are, or they feel threatened by other people. If you feel threatened by other people, you got a little bit of humility you need to pursue, because you shouldn't feel threatened by other people. And I'm not saying somebody who's trying to attack you. I'm saying somebody who's just in existence. You're like, well, they get to do this, but I don't get to do that. I mean, come on, have some humility and say, how do I get to do everything that I can achieve? Humility. So what stops it? What stops humility? Well, humility stops under pressure a lot of times. And it stops under pressure because people go to this fear response of fight, flight, or freeze. And this ego rolls in and starts fighting on their behalf. And maybe they don't want that ego there. Maybe they do. I don't know. But the reality is, you got to lose the ego in order to find the humility. Simple. Think about that. The hard part is once that ego rolls in, we're blind to humility. We become blind to our humility. So next time you're under pressure, I mean, maybe you write it on a note and put it in your wallet or your purse or something like that, but write humility down someplace and look at that. And put it on your screen on your computer or on your phone or something like that. But remind yourself of being humble. So I had the honor of sitting in a mastermind with a great business leader. And I actually talk about this particular situation because humility is a big word to me. It's a big part of my life and something I work on a lot. And I mean, you can see it right here. Stay hungry, stay humble. I asked a great CEO and leader, I said, how can I be the best CEO possible for my business, for the people that I help in life? And he gave me this simple statement. He just looked at me. He said, after he took this moment to think about it, he looked at me and he said, stay hungry, stay humble. And so some great friends of mine, Ido and John, got me this, and they hung it in my office one day. They put it in my office one day. I'm like, that's going everywhere with me because it means so much to me. I mean, that was the advice by this amazing business leader. Stay hungry, stay humble. And it's true. If you want to be a great leader, work on those two things. So I talk about that proudly. I even wrote that in my book, which coming out soon. There it is. You see it behind me here. You can find it on Amazon if you want to pre-order. We'd love if you do. Trying to make it a bestseller. All the author proceeds go to Children's Miracle Network hospitals. So all author proceeds from the book, I'm sending off to CMN, a great charity to help the kids. This video is not to sell the book, although would love you to buy one. This video is to get you to think about that word humility. Okay, let's think about humility today. Let's ask questions. Let's care about people with humility. Stay hungry, stay humble. Think about that today. Stay humble today. See ya.